True.
We're live.
Punching out my
We're live.
10:30.
All right, I will call to order the January 18th, 2023 meeting of the Oregon City Urban Renewal Commission. And let's do the roll call, please.
Commissioner Denise McGriff is absent.
Oh, did they?
5 minutes ago,
Commissioner Adam Marl is also absent. Commissioner Rocky Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Doug Neely.
Here.
Commissioner Frank O'Donnell.
Here.
Vice Chair Sean Cross is absent. And Chair Mike Mitchell.
Here. And I believe Mayor McGriff and Commissioner Marl will be joining us shortly. Okay. I have one citizen comment, but it's on an item on the agenda. So are there any citizen comments on items not on the agenda? Nothing on Zoom? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 1, discussion item, which is Urban Renewal Agency ballot measure explanatory statement to authorize borrowing of funds to implement urban renewal projects. Mr. Kunkel.
Thank you, Urban Renewal Chair, evening, Urban Renewal Commissioners. So when we put this together, we had a discussion at our last meeting that was focused on the ballot measure component, which was the caption, the question, the summary. So the commission moved that forward. So this is somewhat of an iterative process. So after the commission was comfortable with the general language, we then send that to bond counsel rather than our own counsel, the bond counsel that we have. And so there's redlined versions of bond counsel recommendations on the dais related to the ballot measure caption, summary, and question that you saw at the last meeting. And then the goal is to work through that to bring back a clean copy for the February 1st meeting, because really tonight you're seeing for the first time the explanatory statement, which is a little bit different than the ballot measure itself. So really, I'd love to focus on the explanatory statement and just see if we have the right, the message is what the Urban Renewal Commission is comfortable with. We'll then send that to bond counsel. They'll provide any comments that they have, and then we would bring back to February 1st, hopefully what will be the final version of the entire ballot measure and explanatory statement. So, like I said, it's a little bit of an iterative process, wanting to make sure, we start with what we think we've heard, give the Urban Renewal Commission a chance to look at it, comment on it, get bond counsel to review it to make sure they're comfortable in what we're saying and how we're saying it, and then bring it back for the final approval. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense of why you're seeing this again.
Okay, so you're looking for input tonight and not a final decision?
Correct, okay. Yes. But like I said, we just got the red lines. We met with bond counsel this morning. We were able to incorporate their comments of what we thought were appropriate based on what they recommended. And so now wanted you to be able to see those, but really what I'd like to do is make sure at a minimum we get through the explanatory statement tonight so that I can send that to bond counsel so that we can get that turned around for our next meeting.
Okay, got it. Commissioner Neely.
Yeah, just what is the deadline for us getting this in? Do you know?
I want to say it's February 20th, something. If Jacob was here, I could give us the exact date, but it's somewhere in mid to late February.
So there's an opportunity, should we not be able to do something on the first meeting in February, there's opportunity for us to come.
There is an opportunity, but then we get into the challenge period, and it's to the extent someone wants to challenge it, it gets really tight. It's already tight with February 1st.
Okay, at this point, if it's okay with my fellow commissioners, we do have one public comment, which we'll go ahead and hear now, and then we will discuss. Mr. Gifford.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. I'm William Gifford, live in Oregon City, and I thought that I would make some comments depending on what was discussed. So that was just sort of a placeholder, just in case I wanted to throw some 2 cents in there. I did notice that...
Since you're the only speaker, we'll let you wait.
Well, I did notice that reading through the document that there was still one occurrence of the word authorize rather than approve. So everything else got changed to approve. Appreciate that. I think it was a good decision. But there's one in there that's left over. And you can actually save a word because you can say measure authorizes urban renewal borrowing of yada yada instead of, no, approving, you'll figure it out.
Okay, do we have any, Mr. Graham, any comments from you, any staff report before we discuss?
No comment from me. No comments from me.
Okay, so I'll open up to my fellow commissioners. Any comments on the explanatory statement that we were provided? Commissioner O'Donnell.
I'll keep it simple. I'm satisfied as it's written.
And you're talking about the explanatory statement,
Yes.
not the red lines that we were just given tonight? Or are you talking about the ones we were just given?
I'm talking about the ones that are just given.
Okay. That's the caption, the question, and the summary. And that's what came out of the bond
Council
attorneys'
meeting
bond
today.
council meeting. Okay. But then there's also the longer statement, the explanatory statement that was in our packet.
Right, which the commission had not seen yet,
Right.
because we kind of created that once we got through the ballot
Right.
component of the measure.
Okay. Does everybody have that on their screens?
I do now.
Take a look at, okay. Oh, I've got a couple of things while the other commissioners are reviewing. The first one is the last sentence on the first page. I think it says that improve will public safety. It's just a typo. It should be will improve. And then kind of tying in with what Mr. Gifford said, the last 2 sentences where it says will allow and will not allow is allow the right word.
You mean in the yes vote and the no vote component?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we've said approval everywhere
Will
else.
approve.
Will, yeah. Just to be consistent, I think. And then the last comment that I had is in the last paragraph on the first page. It says, the first sentence says, mitigation investments in the urban renewal projects, residents, businesses, and visitors will have greater access to various amenities, including visitor experience that will attract the public during both day and night, historical venues, so forth. And then talks about infrastructure investments. I just wonder, since it says residents, businesses, and visitors, I'm wondering if we should just say including experiences that will attract the public and not say visitor experiences again, because there's a lot more to it than visitor experience.
Okay.
Okay, so just take out, so it says including experience that will attract, not visitor experience.
So just remove visitors.
Yeah, just remove it there. Leave it where it is in the previous phrase, where it talks about residents, businesses, and visitors.
Yep. We'll have a greater access to various amenities, including experiences that will attract the public.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yep. That's all I have.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Any comments from the other commissioners?
I don't see anything else that,
I would expect, based on the bond council's comments today, that the first sentence, approval of the urban renewal agency to borrow funds, if approved, this measure would not authorize an additional tax. Instead of, if approved, this action will not raise your property taxes. we had that same language in the ballot measure component, and they recommended changing that to authorize. So I would imagine that is going to be a red line that we get back from bond counsel, just based on our discussion today.
Okay. Commissioners, anything?
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
So,
Commissioner Neely, nothing else?
No.
so if we're comfortable, we'll send this to bond counsel, and then we will include it in the packet for our next meeting, so that hopefully we can move through getting this approved before the Urban Renewal Commission and the City Commission potentially on the same night. But we do have the fallback of, we have a work session in February or our second regular meeting. Just like Mr. Geisman said, the challenge period just gets a little narrower, and we'd like to leave a little bit more room in there if possible.
And just from my knowledge, any citizen would have the right to challenge that? How does that process work?
Yes, they would have the right to challenge the ballot title, so the caption, the question, and the summary. There isn't a right to challenge the explanatory statement, for whatever that's worth.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gifford, you have a couple of minutes left.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm still William Gifford, and I still live in Oregon City. Thanks for the comment about the visitor experiences. You don't need the word visitor on there. But I also wonder, why are the words both day and night in there? This seems so during both day and night. Why not just attract the public, period? Just a thought.
Thank you.
And
Commissioners, any thought on that?
this was taken, just a little bit of why we put it in, based on the urban renewal plan that was created. There's an emphasis on trying to expand our usage in our downtown to make it more of a longer period, right? So it's focusing on attractions that aren't necessarily just during the day or just during the night. I don't have a strong feeling one way or another. It was just, I think part of what we're trying to accomplish is expanding our business hours and activity in our core to a longer window.
Or people staying the night. Yeah, I'm okay with it the way it is, but
Yeah. Sounds like we're okay where we are.
Okay.
Do you have the direction you need?
I believe I do, yes.
All right. Then we'll move on to the next item, and I think we can combine 2 and 3 and discuss those minutes together, right? Save a couple of minutes. So do we have any comments, corrections, additions from any of the commissioners on either of these 2 minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second. Okay, move to approve. Call for the vote.
Commissioner Rocky Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Doug Neely,
Aye.
Commissioner Frank O'Donnell,
Aye.
and Chair Mike Mitchell.
Aye.
Motion
And
passes.
just to make certain that was for both sets of minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to item number 4, financial report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2022.
Thank you. So tonight we're presenting the audit results. So staff prepares the annual financial report each year and invites a qualified municipal audit firm to perform the annual audit of the financial report. Included in the staff report is the annual financial report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022. There is a letter from the audit firm, Aldrich CPAs and Advisors, LLP, to the Commission as required by the firm's auditing standards. The auditors issued an unmodified or clean opinion, which means that the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position and activities of the agency for the year. The attached report was submitted to the Secretary of State in accordance with the municipal audit law by December 22nd, 2022. So we do have Mr. Zook here if there are specific questions, but once again, a clean audit in terms of our budget preparation and presentation for the Urban Renewal Commission budget.
Any of the commissioners care to hear from Mr. Zook or questions for him? Okay, seeing none, this is just an informational item for us.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep, we're
no
required
action.
to inform you, yes.
Okay, then other communications?
I do not have anything for tonight.
Okay, I've got one thing, and Mr. Conklin and I talked about this briefly. During the time that the urban renewal plan was being written, this commission provided direction for staff to not entertain unsolicited offers on any of our properties. We've finished the plan, but I don't know that, I know we have not as a group decided, are we now at a point where we do want to allow them to entertain unsolicited offers? And if we're not, what do we need to do to get there? Because I would like to see us get back to where we can make something happen, as Commissioner O'Donnell likes to say, get a victory. So I've asked Mr. Conkle to get that on our next agenda if there's time, so we can have that discussion and give staff direction. If that's agreeable to the other commissioners?
I agree.
All right. I don't have anything else. We do have an exec session and then a commission meeting at 7 o'clock, but I think we will wait until Mayor McGriff and Commissioner Morrow get here. Hopefully that'll be soon, before we try to start the exec session.
Okay.
Yeah, before we start the exec session. So if there's nothing else, we're adjourned.
Thank you.